Hello, it's me, Oscar from Marijuana Garden.
For many years we have heard one story. It was a story of loss in Antarctica. The vast southern continent was losing ice. This ice loss was accelerating, getting faster. Scientists watched this with growing concern. The melting ice raised fears about sea levels, but now a new chapter has unfolded. A surprising report shows ice has actually grown. This happened between the years 2021 and 2023. This news has caught many by surprise. It seems to go against the long trend. For decades, the Antarctic ice sheet shrank. Its edges pulled back and glaciers thinned. The idea of ice gain was almost unthinkable. Yet recent scientific data points to this change. This development challenges our understanding. It makes us look closer at this frozen land. The Earth system can still deliver surprises. The information comes from careful study. Researchers used advanced satellite technology. These satellites watch the Earth from space. They can measure tiny changes in gravity. These changes tell us about ice mass. A new study, published in March 2025, revealed this. It looked at data from 2002 to 2023. The findings are very recent and significant. They give us a new picture of Antarctica. So, what does this discovery mean? Is the long story of ice loss over, or is this just a temporary pause? Scientists are working to understand this. This unexpected gain needs careful study. It shows Antarctica is a dynamic place. Its ice can change in complex ways. We must explore the details of this growth and consider its place in the bigger climate picture. The amount of new ice is truly huge. Scientists estimate a gain of about 108 gigatons. This was the average gain each year. A gigaton is 1 billion tons of ice. It's a difficult number to imagine. Think of a mountain made entirely of ice. Now picture over 100 of them. That is the scale of this recent ice increase, a massive addition to the frozen continent. This gain is a big change from past years. Let's look back at the recent history. Between 2011 and 2020, Antarctica lost ice. It lost about 142 gigatons each year. That was a very fast rate of decline. Even earlier, from 2002 to 2010, it lost ice. The loss then was about 74 gigatons per year, so the recent gain is a stark contrast. It has reversed the trend for now. This sudden ice gain had an effect. It impacted the world's rising sea levels. The growth of ice slowed this rise. It offset global sea level rise a little by about 0.3 millimeters each year. This might seem like a small number, but it shows the power of Antarctica. Changes there can affect coastlines everywhere. Previously, melting ice added to sea level rise. The new ice did not spread evenly. It grew more in certain specific areas. 4 large glacier basins saw significant growth. These are in a region called East Antarctica. Their names are Totten and Denman, also Moscow University and Vincennes Bay. These areas had been losing ice rapidly before. Between 2011 and 2020, they lost much mass. Now, they are sites of surprising accumulation. What caused this surprising turnaround in ice? The main reason seems to be more snow. Much more snow fell in key parts of Antarctica. This increased precipitation is quite unusual. It is described as an anomalous increase. Snowfall is how ice sheets grow naturally. Layer upon layer of snow compacts into ice, so more snow can lead to more ice. This is what scientists believe happened here. When more snow falls and stays, ice builds. This accumulation added to the ice sheet's mass. If this happens over a large enough area, the entire ice sheet can show a net gain. This appears to be the case for 2021 to 2023. The extra snowfall outweighed any melting or ice flow. It tipped the balance towards growth. This occurred particularly in those East Antarctic basins. These regions received unusually heavy snowfall. However, scientists urge us to be cautious. They warn this gain is likely not permanent. It is probably a temporary situation. The heavy snowfall is linked to specific weather patterns. These patterns might not last very long. It does not mean climate change has reversed. The long-term warming trend is still a reality, so this ice gain might be a short blip, a brief pause in a longer story of loss. The study that found this is important. It is titled Spatiotemporal Mass Change Rate Analysis. Researchers from Tongji University led the work. They used data from GRACE satellites. GRACE stands for Gravity Recovery and Climate Experiment. These satellites track changes in Earth's gravity field. This helps measure ice sheet mass very precisely. The research was published in a science journal. It provides solid evidence for this recent gain. Despite this surprising news of ice gain, we must remember the bigger picture. Our planet is still warming overall. The decades-long trend for Antarctica was ice loss. 1 or 2 years of gain is unusual, but it doesn't erase the long-term concerns. Other parts of the world continue to lose ice. Glaciers are shrinking in many regions. The climate crisis remains a serious threat. This event does teach us something vital. It shows how dynamic polar regions are. They are incredibly sensitive to changes. Even short-term shifts in climate can have big effects. The Antarctic ice sheet is not static. It responds to changes in temperature and snowfall. This complexity means we need to keep watching. Understanding these responses is very important. It helps us predict future changes more accurately. The specific glaciers in East Antarctica are key: Totten, Denman, Moscow University and Vincennes Bay. If these huge glaciers were to melt completely, the impact would be catastrophic for sea levels. Global sea levels could rise by over 7 meters. That is more than 23 feet high. Their past melting was a strong warning sign. The recent gain there is good news for now, but the long-term stability of these glaciers is crucial. So, what is the final message here? This ice gain is a significant scientific finding. It shows nature can still surprise us. But it is not a sign to relax. The overall threat of climate change continues. Sea levels are still projected to rise. We need more research and constant monitoring. Antarctica holds many secrets about our climate. Understanding its changes is vital for our future. We must continue to listen to the ice.
Thank you.